It's YouTube, baby. Why's that, buddy?
Oh, hanging in there, man.
Yeah,
How you doing?
not too bad. You have a okay weekend?
Uh, I was sick, but
Yeah,
I did go to the driving range for the first time though,
nice.
right
How'd that
before I
go?
got sick. It was good. It was
And
good. I
you,
hit well.
you miss any? You're not missing a beat now, or you getting back into the swing of things?
Well, weather permitting. Um, but hopefully it stays nice enough where I can go at least once a
Yeah.
week.
How often are you gonna be doing driving range versus just straight up golfing?
Um, probably like 80-20.
I gotcha.
It's just time and money
Yeah. No, I get that. Now, how
where I
often have
can.
you Oh,
hmm,
I was just gonna ask, how often have you been mini golfing, getting your short game good?
Not very often. It's not super accurate, believe it or not.
I gotcha.
Um, but the driving range that I go to, it's like if you get a member card, which is no, you don't have to buy the membership. You just say, I want a membership card.
Okay.
And if you put 25 bucks on it, it's actually 50 bucks. Or if you put
Nice.
50, they give you 100 on the card. It's like, why isn't everyone doing this?
Yeah.
Very smart. It's
Hmm.
kept me going only there.
Yeah. It's funny. They're like, yeah, this guy gave us this thing and we just have all of his information. Like he gave us his social security number.
Yeah.
Like you're like, that's what, like, apparently that's why stealing my identity was why no one else does it.
Well, it's a great deal. All right, shall we do a Mad Lib?
Let's do it, man.
We got Avengers today, so it's called Thunder and Lightning.
Very, very frightening me.
A place,
Um, my house.
an adverb,
Quickly.
a color,
Uh, purple.
adjective,
Hairy.
a noun,
Uh, a gun.
an adjective,
Scared.
adjective.
Frightening.
What is it?
Frightening.
Adverb.
Mm, all I have is the fucking Bohemian Rhapsody in my head. Uh, uh, I'm gonna say bloody.
That doesn't really work.
All right. Humpingly.
That really doesn't work, but I'm gonna write it anyways.
Nice.
Color.
Silver.
A male first name.
Freddy.
A verb.
Um, Hold the trigger.
Noun.
Mama.
A silly word.
Let's say uh schmegma.
A plural noun.
Plural noun. Herds.
Herds, like a herd of cattle.
No, like turds, like poop.
Oh, turds. Okay. Another adverb.
Um, Rough.
I believe that's an adjective.
Ah. Um, Fastly. Slowly. That's a better one.
All of yours have to deal with speed.
Because I gotta go fast or slow. Who do you
Oh,
think's got really quick? Since this is something that you're passionate about. In your opinion, who has a better theme song? Donkey Kong or Sonic?
Sonic.
See, I'd go DK, but I think Sonic's is funnier. Like all around it's funnier, but I think DK takes it mostly because like with Sonic's like in my head, I changed the words to like when he's like Sonic's got to run, I go Sonic's got a gun.
So are you only basing it off of Sonic X and the DK rap?
Yep. What other Sonic song were you going off of?
I thought you meant like their video game
Oh
theme.
no, no, no. I was going off of the terrible DK rap and the terrible Sonic X
I
song.
got you. I was gonna say, man, like DK music's good, but Sonic music is like S
Yeah.
tier.
Yeah, I mean like I would say for me the like original Sonic stuff, it's probably better even better than Mario's stuff.
Yeah, I agree. That is not a hot take in these parts, sir.
Well, that's because you're very biased. You have a Sonic hanging up behind you.
That's true. I do right there. And there's one over here that you can't see either.
Oh, fair.
All right. Plural noun.
Um,
And
Bullets.
there's Shadow. Or
Oh,
right. Yeah, there he is.
Mr. Edgelord, the
Yes.
Hedgehog.
Sorry, what did you say?
Bullets.
Okay. And a verb.
Uh,
Please do the regular one. Please do the regular one.
Fuck.
Yeah. All right. Oh no, my pen. It's just gone forever. I'm too weak to get it. All right. It had been months since there was any rain in Casey's house. Farmers watched quickly as their crops turned purple and became hairy. Is that good, by the way, for crops?
I think it just depends on what you're growing.
Then one day, a gun filled with a scary cloud of dirt blew through town. When Thor heard about the emergency, he grabbed his frightening hammer, meow meow, and flew humpingly to help. The sky over the town was silver with dust. By my father, Freddie, I begged the skies to open and the rain to pull the trigger, he shouted, and slammed Meow Meow against the mama with a loud schmegma. Suddenly, the sky filled with thunder and turds, and rain started to fall. The dirt cleared, and the streets slowly filled with bullets who were celebrating the end of the drought. And they all wanted to say, fuck you to Thor.
I love the thought of like just a bunch of happy farmers like yeah.
As Thor is raining turds
Yeah.
down from the sky. Uh, well, man, I think you can do the opening whenever.
All right. What's up, everybody? Is Casey with Two Worlds Podcast, and with me as always, it's the Luke Cage to my Iron Fist. It's Jake. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man.
I don't think
How
that's
come you wanted to
true.
be Danny?
I just was because Luke is always first in my head, anyway.
See, no, it's not true. I feel, quite frankly, like dog shit. But here we are.
And just so you know, for those that are listening, dog shit does not feel good.
No,
It's
it
warm
sure
and
doesn't.
soft. You
Which
put it in your
honestly, that is how I'm feeling right now.
yeah. I took Hallie for a walk today, and I brought two little garbage bags with me, and I should have grabbed three because she pooped three times, and the third time I just was like, can't do anything with this because it was liquid too. It was just I'm like, sorry, park residents, I'm just gonna leave this here.
Is she sick? I mean, that's a lot.
She's a psycho. Like I've been taking her for walks, and like she'll poop like at my house or at the farm. She poops normal. As soon as we start going on walks, it's like either she gets hyper nervous and she just starts shitting a lot. Like the other day, we were in Shelby, like as I was leaving the mom and dad's, I was like, well, I'll stop at the park, and I went to the park and I walked on that trail. She pooped three times, all of it diarrhea. I'm just like, what is wrong with you, bud? Like she is fine every other way. It's just like these walks scare me to death.
Well, I also get diarrhea in strange places, so I
Yeah,
feel her.
you and Brielle go on a walk, and like she decides to go on like a little bit different route, and you just have to stop and shit your pants.
Yeah, pretty much. Dive into the bushes.
Like Jake's just got a little sensitive tummy,
Yeah, he does. He really does have a sensitive tummy.
but we don't really have sports to talk about now. A sport that I don't know anything about, and you know more than me, but even then, don't know much
F1 is
about.
back this weekend, baby.
Okay, so now you can ask me who's gonna win the race, and I'm gonna say Aston Martin because that's what James Bond drives.
No, but you actually do know the answer, though. The answer is
It's whatever one that one famous guy's in. Um,
what's his name?
it's like Penny, right?
It's Max Verstappen.
Oh no, I was thinking the other one because Max is the new hotness, but there was a guy before him that was like LeBron. Who was
Lewis
that?
Hamilton.
Hamilton. That's the one I was thinking of because he was just like,
I'll say this because, it didn't come up a few weeks ago. In actual, like, ground shaking news in F1, he left Mercedes,
I heard about that. Yeah.
where he won 8 championships in a row.
Hmm.
Crazy.
Where's he going now though?
Ferrari.
Ferrari? Okay. Because I thought it was either Ferrari or Red Bull. Because like I know Red Bull's got like a stupid good team too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be I don't want to be that guy, but it's like they have the best car. So it's like I feel like if you put any of the drivers in that car. They're all good enough where they're going to be like your number two guy.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to discredit that driver because obviously he has to be good to
Hmm.
have made it onto Red Bull in the first place. So, you know, we'll see. It's exciting. And, everyone made off-season changes to the car, so I'm curious to see if anyone can actually beat Red Bull.
Yeah. Did any of them add machine guns to their car?
I
Because
don't
that'd be
think so.
it's like, oh, it slows them down too much because it weighs too much.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
It's like the Austin Martin one, he has missiles like James Bond's.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump into the news. I'll kick it off by just saying that I was kind of bedridden. So, my lady and I watched a lot of the new Avatar: The Last Airbender show on Netflix. It's okay.
Yeah.
Um, there are some changes that they made that I was not happy with. However, it's still like, yeah, this is Avatar. It's just, they cut out some stuff and it's not quite as funny.
Yeah.
But I'll say this, the special effects are great. Bending looks cool. The world, the scenery is gorgeous. And some of the casting is like, wow, that really does look just like a live action this character.
Hmm.
So I'm not going to be one of those Twitter warriors. It's like, oh, the whole thing's dog shit because it's not. However, I firmly stand behind it. Didn't need to be made because it doesn't add anything. Am I still going to watch it though? Yeah, because I love that universe more than most things. So I'm not mad about watching it.
I saw a interview with the dude that played Zuko. First off, I hadn't seen that what that guy looked like, like in costume until that interview. Dude looks 100% the part. Like it's awesome. But it was funny because he was talking about how he talked to the, voice actor of Zuko and how like he was very supportive of him and everything. And I'm like, that's cool. But then one of the comments was like, I'm feeling pretty skeptical about this because Zuko and Iroh are way too close in these early episodes. It's like, did you watch the original? Because Zuko and Iroh had been close except for when Zuko broke away from Iroh because, he was like, I have daddy issues. Uh, other than that, they were always side by side
Yeah,
and very close. I don't know what you're talking about, bud.
absolutely. That's really dumb.
Yeah, but it's something that I'm kind of interested in. But like one of the things I thought was dumb was like because I saw online where they were talking about the Sokka stuff, where it's like, yeah, all of his character development isn't gonna be there because they didn't want to have him look sexist early on and then learn, get his comeuppance about that. They're like, no, 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 we can't make, we can't have him be bad. Come on.
Yeah, that's that was one of my beefs. It's like, the episodes are like 40 minutes to an hour.
Hmm.
So they're condensing a lot. And pretty early on, you get Kyoshi Island, and Suki. And spoiler alert, they did not do the thing where they make him dress up like a lady and go through their training regimen
Yeah.
for him to be like, oh, girls can fight. I'm just an asshole.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you leave that out? That was such a
Right.
good moment in the show.
That's so much better. But I mean, I'm interested, but it's just there's a lot of crap out there. Did you see what the Las Vegas did as far as like when that was coming out? They did they have that big dome that
I
you can
didn't I
light
didn't
up.
see what they did for it. No,
They did like the Aang at the very beginning when he like is in the iceberg. They did that on the big stupid dome.
that's cool.
Yeah, as I was a fan.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't think you're gonna love it. However, I really don't think you'll like hate too much on it. You're just gonna be like,
yeah,
it's fine.
yeah. But is it worse than M. Night Shyamalan's?
No.
Okay, that's good. Um, yeah, I'll start up with the funniest bit of news to come out this week. Edwards will officially direct the next Jurassic World film. Wait, he left production after 15 minutes as the new director.
Really?
Yes.
What happened?
No clue. I mean, I have a feeling because Gareth Edwards probably had a vision for what he wanted to do, and then it wasn't gonna be just a mess of a giant, like crazy time. And then they're like, no, no, we want it to be bigger and badder from the last time. So like make a Godzilla dinosaur, or, something stupid like that. That's in the and he's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And he probably just left because of it, because he probably wanted to do something a little bit more grounded, like Steven Spielberg. That's my guess, but it just made me laugh.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the last couple Godzilla, Jurassic Park movies have been dog shit. So
That's that's what I've heard. Because like the first Jurassic World, I wasn't a fan of, and then I was like thinking about seeing the other two, and I just was like, nah, I'm not going to. And I'm like, oh, I made a good choice.
yeah, you did.
But let's just say they get the director of the newest Fast and the Furious, and they somehow wrap in the Fast and the Furious, and we get raptors in cars on the moon, fighting the Jason Momoa because he's the bad guy. What would your opinion on that be?
I mean, I'd probably go see it.
you know
However,
how
that also sounds like every comic in Artist Alley as you're
yeah,
walking down, you know.
there'd be you already know how it end too. Like Jason Momoa would have them all like beat, and he's like got the gun, and then the T-Rex out of nowhere shows up and just eats them. But since this is the Fast and the Furious universe, it then like grows hair and it becomes Jason Momoa, and he's like, oh, I can't be killed that easily.
And then he does a kick flip on a skateboard.
Yeah, exactly. It's awesome. But then Vin Diesel says something about family, and like a car just bursts out of his chest, and that's how they win. Like, where'd that car come from? Who cares?
Wow. Well,
uh,
sorry, did you go
no,
ahead?
I mean, I was just gonna say some more stuff.
Go for it.
Might as well. Henry Cavill has reportedly been offered a role and has accepted a role with Marvel. Rumors are Doctor Doom, and I also saw Cyclops, people were saying, which is like Henry Cavill as Cyclops is like, wow, what a waste. So that might be it. But I said in the things like
I
if he's
just
Silver,
now saw this.
if he's been cast as Silver Surfer, me and Jake will volunteer to paint him for free.
Oh my gosh. That's so fucking funny.
Who would you want him to be though? Because really, I mean, like outside of like weird ones, I don't really have a preference for him
You know who I want
as
him to be?
who.
Superman.
Yeah, that's true. So Hyperion, that's who you want.
But I don't though, because that's going to be wasted.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I guess of the two, Doctor Doom, if it's between those two you mentioned.
yeah.
Because here's the thing, we haven't really seen him be a villain too much.
Spoiler alert for the Mission Impossible movie that he's in. He's a villain in that, but it's like, man,
Oh, have you
he
seen
was,
that?
yeah. I saw it because of the beefcake himself. I was like, I want to see this because there's a part in the trailers where he does like he punches a guy and then like he like cocks his arms, and it's like so cool. Like it's so stupid but so cool. And I was like, I need to see that.
How was it?
I mean, it's fine. It's just like, like throughout the movie, like Henry Cavill's a good guy, and then it turns out he's secretly a bad guy. And I'm like, oh, hope he kills Tom Cruise. He doesn't.
Oh, goodness. All right. So, we were just talking about Avatar. Probably should have used that as a segue for this, but we didn't. That's okay.
Yeah.
The original Avatar, The Last Airbender story is going to continue in a film October of 2025. The gang will be in their late 20s to early 30s. And whenever I saw this, my first thought was, this is what we wanted to begin with. We,
Yeah.
we've waited so long and gotten other stuff. This is what we wanted.
Like kind of, I mean, I don't know. For me personally, I'm kind of like, I just do a different avatar
I mean, I'm
again.
right there with you.
Yeah, because it's like,
But if it was between a live action adaptation and a continuation,
oh
I
yeah,
want the continuation.
100%. It's so like I'm just pretty, anti live action adaptations, but yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just like, boy, this is very much a cash grab, it seems like. We know they end up dying, except for Toph and old lady Katara. The rest of them are all dead.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, I get what you mean by that, but at the same time, I do want to know what they got up to a little bit
yeah,
later in life.
it's just war crimes. You're like, oh, Aang, you did all of this? Like, yeah, you guys should not have looked into what I was up to. Okay. Venom 3 has cast Clark Backo, aka Rosie from Letterkenny. Didn't say who she was gonna be, and I don't pay attention to what characters have been in the Venomverse, really, except for Carnage. So yeah, that's something. I like her a lot, but yeah. You
She's
have
a real
any?
good
She's a great gal.
gal. I mean, I haven't seen any of those movies. She's a good actress, so I hope it works out for
Yeah. Ooh, maybe she'll end up being in the Madam Web sequel.
her. Maybe. Okay, we're getting. Oh, I just fucking destroyed my elbow on my desk. That hurts so bad.
Not
Just take me out to pasture, Casey. I'm
the,
checked.
the not so funny bone.
Like I was saying, we're getting a new Scarlet Witch series this June. It's a follow-up to the current run, that's a follow-up to the previous run. I'm so sick of these dudes.
I know.
Isn't it just the dumbest shit?
I mean,
We know why they're doing it. We know
yeah.
why. But that doesn't mean it's not fucking stupid.
I'm curious though if like it turns off new readers too though. Because if it's a
Yes. Yes.
continuation, you'd think there might be someone out there that's like, my favorite thing is Scarlet Witch in the movies. And I just don't get enough of her anymore. So I'm gonna go read one of these funny books, and then they get this, and it's like Magneto's clone and her are fist fighting in a Denny's parking lot or whatever. So
Here's why some new readers are hurt by this and not helped. So number 3 comes out in, 2022.
mhm,
And then we've got a revamp, and there's another number 3 in 2024. And let me tell you, Casey, they look exactly the fucking same because it's the
mhm.
same creative team and it's the same logo across the top. And it's only been a year as opposed to 10 years, so the art looked kind of similar. And even though in my shop I tell you what the series is on the label, people either miss that or don't know what that means because they're new readers
Mhm.
or whatever. And they're like, okay, wait a minute. So does this number 4 come after this number 3? Because this one looks like this other number 3. And it's like, I'll explain this to you as best as I can, but you know, It's
Yeah,
shitty at Marvel. It really is. It does not
100%.
help anybody.
Yeah.
And
It
I've
just
had
helps.
that happen several times, dude. Even
I
with She-Hulk.
I'm curious. Well, at least with She-Hulk, I will say they've changed the title a little bit. Like that's a little bit better than just being the same exact thing. But like what I'm curious about is because like right now Marvel is making a lot of money, all of its money really off of the movies. When that bubble bursts, which it's getting there, do you think they're going to be, keep doing this kind of like short-sighted thinking to try to, make money off the comics also? Or do you think they'll kind of go back to like the other way? Because it's like it is really short-sighted for like the things you said with that type of stuff.
I think I think with the current leadership, yes, it will be the
Yeah.
same.
All right.
Um, unless someone else gets in there and it's like, look, we've done it this way for a while. It doesn't work out. We need to change it. They will keep doing it.
I got you.
Now, they got what's his name back in for the movie stuff. Um, people are very split on how they feel about that. Um, I think that needs to happen at the comic book level too. But it's just like all those names, the editor in chief, the chief creative officer, those are all names that like the entire time I've been reading comics and probably for most of the time you've been reading comics, those names have not changed. They might be
Yeah.
in different titles in the company, but it's been the same people for so long.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that needs to change.
I agree, man. Oh, right. So Joe Manganiello has confirmed that he will not return as Deathstroke. It's a dang shame. Basically, James Gunn and him had a conversation. Gunn was just like, it's probably about time to give it up. And he's like, yeah, okay, you're probably right. Which, fair enough. But it's too bad. He was a damn near perfect Deathstroke. And we can always use more beef in these damn superhero movies.
I'll say this. Every iteration of Deathstroke live action that we've had has been a knockout.
Really? Because I know Green Arrows was pretty, it was like that they did that one. And what other, oh, and then Titans did one, right?
Yeah. The Titans one was hot take, the best one, I think.
Okay.
Um,
That's just because we didn't get to see Joey Mags.
it could be. And I
Yeah.
wanted to see Joey Mags. He looked cool for sure.
Hmm.
But yeah, they haven't messed up with a Deathstroke casting yet.
I wonder if it's just because it's like, yeah, Deathstroke's fucking cool. Outside of his whole Terra relationship, he's really cool. So,
Yeah. Outside the whole underage girl thing.
yeah.
Okay. So Marvel is doing Uncle Scrooge the Infinity Dime. Um, that's going to be written by Jason Aaron. That is just sort of their Uncle Scrooge take on the Infinity Gauntlet. I'm pretty excited for that. They they've showed a couple of promo images, and I'm thinking whenever that comes out, we're gonna have to have a round two with the two or the Two Worlds podcast.
Yeah, we have
That's
to go.
us.
We have to do the stuff with the Two Worlds boys again.
Yes, the testing room boys. As
And
soon as the day that that came out, Alex texted the group and was like, "I need this immediately."
I think it's so funny that it's Jason Aaron.
Yeah, I know.
It's just like after he got away from Thor, he's just like, I'm gonna do whatever weird thing I want to
Yeah,
do.
Turtles and Uncle Scrooge.
And then that other thing you talked about.
Yeah, the EC
Yeah.
comics. Good for him.
Yep.
What outside of me, like essentially going to force you to read it, would you have been interested anyways?
Probably not. It's just like Disney comics are kind of would have been a blind spot for me forever, just because it's like, yeah, it is what it is. But like things you do for this podcast.
Yep.
Okay, so even Moss Bacharach, I guess he was on Jimmy Kimmel. He says the thing will be all motion capture and not practical effects this time, which it's like, yeah, I mean people were acting surprised on Twitter, but I think that's just because people on Twitter are fucking stupid because it's like who really thought it was gonna be practical effects? Like really?
Not me.
Yeah. Which it's probably for the best it wasn't gonna be practical anyway, even if because it's like he would be just too bulky. You just couldn't do it. You can't be moving around with that thing.
Yeah. Um, okay. I'll just do my last bit here and then you can
All right.
finish it out. So DC announced their summer event. It's called Absolute Power. It's going to be written by Mark Waid with art by Dan Mora on the Core series. Um, there have been 25 issues announced so far, and Mark Waid has the writing credit on all 25.
Is he the only writer?
I don't know.
Because like that very well could just be like he scripted it all
Yeah,
since it's his event. But if it's like him, if it's just the Mark Wade verse, ooh boy, that's a bad idea. I like Mark Wade a lot, but that's a terrible idea.
yeah, we'll see. Um, apparently it has something to do with Amanda Waller wanting to get rid of all of the superpowers. So
Okay.
and no, Casey and I'll probably read the first issue and then I'll get him hooked and then I'll stop reading it. But
Yep. How
still,
it goes.
I mean, with that creative team though, it could be good.
It could be good. It's just like I said, my big problem with it is if like Mark Wade is just straight up writing everything. That's a bad recipe. Okay, so um the Superman Legacy, like there was like a little bit of a sneak thing on I think the lady that plays Hawk Girl posted like a thing from their table reads and like where all their names are, they have the Superman Kingdom Come logo on it and all the table reads. So everyone's like, assuming that's going to be Superman's logo on that. And I'm like, I just think that's a stupid way of doing things, but it's not surprising to me at all. It's like, it's just, as I've said before with this, it's like I'm gonna compare it again. Like, I don't know if I've done it before, compare it to Tom Taylor, where it's like, oh yeah, this is a reference. This is a non-earned thing that we can do. And just be like, look at this. Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
Like me, I'm a nerd, I swear, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those. I'll have to wait and see things for me.
Yeah. Okay, and then lastly, we're getting more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic books. So some of these I remember, I'm pretty sure you mentioned like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles black, white, and green. Did we? Okay. So that one's pretty exciting. Like that's one of those ones where it's like it's kind of perfect for me because I'm not like into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles universe, but at the same time, like, yeah, whoever's writing it could be pretty dope. But then we're also getting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Night Watcher. So it's like Raph's like weird character that he was in the TMNT cartoon movie thing. And that's going to be, if I can find I think it's Junie Ba is the writer, and then Pharaoh Pei is the artist on it. And then we're getting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Usagi Yojimbo, Saturday Morning Adventures. So that looks fun. And then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Nation. And then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Alpha 1, and that's a one shot. So that's pretty exciting. Any of those you gonna check out? Because like I might check out the red, white, or the black, white, and green, but the others probably not.
Yeah, that's about where I am with it too, man. I mean, I will check out that main series that's coming out, but
Yeah, same here.
I've just never really read Turtles outside of The Last Ronin. So
Yeah, it'd be hard to. overly like to get overly into all of that right now too. Like
Yeah,
having like 50 titles and not knowing which one to read. But
agreed.
that's the news. Let us know down below who you want Henry Cavill to play and what's your opinion on the old Avatar, The Last Airbender show. Is there not enough blue people in it? Let us know.
Blue people.
What'd you read this week though, bud?
Um, Before we get into that, I forgot that we had a YouTube comment.
Oh, and then I also saw really quick on our Spotify, your testing room episode is out.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is. Um, that must have dropped today, I guess.
Yeah, it popped up on my feed when I was out cooking.
Okay. Well, yeah, if you want to hear me be a dungeon master for the Testing Room Boys, our latest episode is out, and it's a good one. We had a fun time. All right, our comment on YouTube comes from uh Gerbla.
That's my brother.
Hey, Nick, it says, here's my question. Would it matter if Madam Web was good? And how good would it have to be for it to matter? Like, how good does Craven the Hunter need to be the next Guardians of the Galaxy? And is that even possible? Because that's what these things are. Like, very few people know these characters, and the best case scenario is the movie reinvents them for a new audience. But really, I think this is just the Green Lantern movie with lesser known characters. But I'm rambling for the sake of leaving a comment. My Fantastic Four would be, just for some insight on how weird my comic habits are, Judge Joe Dredd from Judge Dredd in 2000 AD, Mr. Dig from Sync, which you can all uh, can still get on the new Kickstarter if you're not caught up, Edward Charles Warren from Nailbiter, and Asa Mitaka from Chainsaw Man. Of those characters, though, only Judge Dredd should probably be on the all-star team.
But I agree with them though about the Madam Web stuff because it's like, I mean, it could have been really good, but at the same time, like since it's a Sony one, it would have to be like the best fucking movie for just the Marvel fans and then the non-Marvel fans to want to see it. You know what I mean? Because it's like at the end of the day, it was gonna like if it had been like the best superhero movie ever, and like acting was great and all that stuff, and it got nominated for an Oscar, then I think people would take it seriously. But otherwise, since it's not a Marvel movie, it wouldn't get the love it deserves. Period. Because like for them until recently, Marvel could do whatever it wanted, and people would like it, even if it's terrible.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, I don't even think it has to be, I don't even think it has to be good. It could be really bad and just become a meme, and people will go see it five, six times in theaters. I know that's stupid, but
No, it I think at a time that could have worked, but Morbius kind of proved that just didn't quite work because that was like a huge meme. But then like the joke was just we're not gonna actually see it.
well, I'm not saying that it would make it a success,
I gotcha.
but I think more people went and saw it because of the
Yeah,
meme stuff than they would have normally.
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Nick. Appreciate the comment as always. All right, Casey, and you asked me what I read this week.
Yes, sir.
I read The Six Fingers #1, Incredible Hulk 9, Nightwing 111, World's Finest 24, uh, Dear Editor 2, Daredevil 6, and Superman 11.
Okay, and did you say Green Lantern?
I picked up Green Lantern. I did not get to it.
All right. And then no Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong?
No, I think I'm over it.
Oof, bud. You're just so quick to cut them.
I mean, three issues weren't good, so
Okay, so Batman issue 144, Godzilla Rivals one shot, Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, issue four, I'm pretty, yeah, five, sorry. Cobra Commander number 12, Green Lantern War Journals number 6, Dear Editor number 2, Daredevil number 6, World's Finest 24, Hulk 9, Superman 11, and The Six Fingers number 1. So I'll just get us started since I read a little bit more than you, but this is a good week for books.
it was all right.
Oh. But so Batman, this is the end of the Joker year one stuff, it seems. It's year one and year 100, or however far in the future it takes place, but it's by Chip Zdarsky and Giuseppe Camuncoli and Andre Sorrentino on the art. It's good. I enjoy it. It's still like same complaints I've had about it, but I like it a lot. I think it's gonna make for a good trade paperback that people will come into your store and go, I kind of just really enjoy like the Joker. I'm kind of cool like that. I got this tattoo sleeve of clowns. You got a
Oh,
recommendation? And you feel like, yes, sir. And then you give them this, and then they're like, oh wow,
real
so
quick.
cool.
I had some grandparents come in last week. They're like, our grandson is just obsessed with the Joker. We want to get him some Joker comics. I'm like, oh, okay. How old's your grandson? 5 years old.
Yeah, I don't
I
know
was
if
like, it's like I'll let me see if I've got any Batman adventures, but otherwise I don't think I'll have anything that's age appropriate. Like, what do you mean? It's like, well, he like swears and kills people, and they couldn't believe it. They're like,
yeah.
but but what about the 60s TV show? Like
You
they
should
were being genuine.
Yeah, you should be like, well, we got Batman 66.
I've
It's
got
by Venditti. I mean,
yeah, I know, but I don't know that the 5-year-old would appreciate it.
yeah, I
So
mean,
anyway,
I
I've had a couple of Batman adventures that they picked up, but I was just like, "Ugh, what is
one I
wrong?"
I mean, I will say, like this is just me playing devil's advocate. Maybe they do just watch Batman 66 with their 5-year-old because, like, as a kid, that shit, it's intense though. Like, I know it's supposed to be a joke, but like your 5-year-old brain doesn't comprehend that. Like, oh, this is so corny. And so he might be watching it and he's like, oh, the Joker's so cool on this with his mustache.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. It's just
Probably not what I'm saying,
well,
but
I mean they didn't say
yeah.
where he knew the Joker from. So, it's like with the Deadpool stuff for a while where he was in the Spider-Man cartoon. It's just like, man, unfortunately, the comics do not reflect that super well.
Yeah.
But anyway, it just came to me, so I had to mention it.
Yeah. So with this would not be for a 5-year-old. I'll just say that, believe it or not, but it's good. I enjoy it. It's nice reading Batman again after taking that crime one, that break off of that because that was pretty dumb sounding. But yeah, I'm gonna go overall 9 because I think, like I said, I think it's gonna be really awesome just as its own separate thing. Doesn't make any fucking sense why they just did this in the middle of a thing with failsafe again. Doesn't make any sense, but whatever.
So that's what they're going back to.
Yeah, cool. Because okay, so the last issue that I had read, Batman Zur-En-Arr took over failsafe's, like he took over failsafe's body. So now we got like the crazy side of Batman inside of failsafe. And he's going to be doing shit all throughout the multiverse and with the other, crazy Batmans. And all that stuff. And then they're like, okay, now let's start up Joker's origin story. Yeah.
It's not making me want to come back to Batman.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, it's very like the editors should be at least get a Stern talking to for allowing that because it makes no sense. Because it's, yeah, it's just dumb. But otherwise, it's like a nine. It's still a good quality story. And I would recommend it once it comes out in trade for you.
All right. Nightwing 111. It's written by Tom Taylor with art by Sammy Basri. It's fine. There's like a copycat. Um, gosh, what's his name? The guy that steals hearts. Can't think of what his name is.
Harry Styles.
Yeah, there's a copycat Harry Styles. And Nightwing and Batman kind of team up to try and find it. And then at the end, there's this really strange Michael Conrad, um, Francavilla backup about like medieval Nightwing and the Joker, but it's only going to be a two-parter. So the first one was a little weird. I'm interested in how it's going to end, but yeah, I don't know. It was a fine issue. I'll give it a 7.
I'm a little saddened that you didn't absolutely love your the backup. That sounds like 100% you're the target.
I am the target, um, but there are parts where it's like, oh, he took his time on this, and there are parts where he didn't.
I gotcha.
But it is what it is.
All right, so Godzilla Rivals by Johnny Parker the second and Winston Chan on the art. So we get to
I
start off
really
with
thought you were going to say Winston Churchill.
no. They approached him, but he was like, "No, I can't. I'm dead." But this starts with Ibra fighting Mothra. And if you guys
I'm really
listen,
sorry I was blowing my nose, but I did laugh at your joke.
I mean, I could see you kind of laughing while you're blowing your nose, so I was like, okay, I'll take it. But so yeah, Ibra fights Mothra, and it's stupid. It's Ibra fighting Mothra. It's like it, as I've said before, Ibra fucking sucks. But like, since this is a comic, the way that I don't know if it was the writer's choice to tell him like, yeah, have Mothra do this crazy shit or whatever, but like they have Mothra spin like that and then like just chuck them like it's a Dragon Ball Z. Super cool. Like it's one of those things where it's like, for the most part, Mothra in like the old Toho movies, she kind of sucked because she was a marionette. So it's like, yeah, she can shoot webbing, and then like later in the Heisei, she could shoot like lightning. And then it was like, or she can ram into them and it looks bad. So like when she fought other monsters, it sucks. But like in this written way, it worked really well. You got Mecha Godzilla in this, and you know, uh, he was stolen, and so they're trying to get it back. Jet Jaguar's in it for a bit, and he's protecting the egg, and he also does some cool stuff that's like he shrinks down really low, then he gets big again really quick and uppercuts, and all that. But like the main downside is like the person drawing this does not know how to draw like a Zilla. Like if you look at the Mecha Godzilla, like if Godzilla was in this book, he would just look like a person with a Godzilla head. And then Mogira shows up and they just beat the crap out of Jet Jaguar, but then Mothra helps. And this is actually like enjoyable overall, which is like better than I can say for the majority of these Rivals books. So I'm very much pleasantly surprised with this. I'm going 8.5, almost a gosh darn nine.
Wow, that might be the highest rated one ever.
Not ever, because like they used to have some quality, but like, It's been the highest one for a while. And then all this, since I got more than y'all's, hop into Justice League versus Godzilla
I think
versus
I've
Kong.
just got our Muchis, man.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess I will hop into this. Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. This is by Brian Buccellato, and I'm gonna try to find the artist really quick, but they weren't on the front of it. But if you've ever been like, I want to see, it's Christopher Deuce and Tom Derenick on the art. If you've ever wanted to see Godzilla fight the Kraken, he does in this one. Yeah, it's fine. It's like it's weird because like they're trying to stop the monsters from destroying the bubble in Atlantis, which Jake, you've read more Aquaman than me. I know you still haven't read a lot, but you've read more than me. Why the hell do the fish people down there that, the Atlanteans, they're like, yeah, we can breathe in underwater and this water doesn't hurt us, but this bubble that it's destroyed, we're gonna get all wet, I guess. Like, what's the big deal?
I truly don't know.
Okay. If any of you guys have any clues on that, let me know because
They
like it
just
makes
don't like being wet, man. I
yeah,
don't know.
they're like, no, we have bread. Have you ever had soggy bread? It's terrible. It's like we have a toaster. If our toaster gets wet, we're all dead. But then like Aquaman, who's known for being, you know, really good underwater, same with Mira. They're like, hey, Green Lantern and Wonder Woman. How about you make sure our dome doesn't break while we do some other stuff? Like, what are you guys doing? And then, Flash is there swimming super fast, and then yeah, it's fine. Um, like it's exactly what you expect. Like the villain, Shazam shows up with the villains, and they're like because he's upset that he got Superman killed, and he starts fighting all of them, and he's pretty nerfed, so it doesn't really like everyone in this book is. And yeah, then we get the big thing with the Mecha Godzilla at the end. It's a fine book. I'm not gonna, you
Just all the
know,
characters are written bad.
yeah, it's just like yeah, I would not want this to be like an in continuity book at all. But with it being out of continuity, all that shit, it's just like, yeah, you get giant monsters fighting superheroes, cool. So 6 out of 10. Okay. Cobra Commander time. And this is by Joshua Williamson and Andre Milana on the art. This is probably this might be the weakest of the Energon books that I read. And might just be because it's Cobra Commander's the main character. He's such an annoying douche of a character. But yeah, so Cobra Commander's doing some stuff. He meets the Dreadnoks in this, and they aren't nice people. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Like nothing that I'm like, yeah, you need to be reading this. Like Duke is awesome. This is just like, oh yeah, cool. Um, I'm gonna go 6 out of 10. Like I said, you know, read it or not. It's not gonna do much otherwise. And then Green Lantern War Journal by Philip Kennedy Johnson and Montos on the art. I enjoy this. There's little things that kind of annoy me, like Joshua Williams or Jeremy Adams Green Lantern the other day. We kind of got like more stuff about the world planet lanterns or whatever, they were calling themselves lanterns now. And then this one, they feel completely different, like the ones that are basically red shirts. And so like that's annoying, but the story itself, super cool. It's interesting. I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm not gonna really spoil much for you, but yeah, like I am interested in hearing what you think, like especially after like I said, last Jeremy Adams one. Those lanterns are able to do all this crap. And then like these ones are very much just like, hey, we can kind of use our Green Lantern ring, like barely.
Right.
So, and like I think they try to even say in this, like, oh, they're newer recruits, but it's like if you can still like control fear and rage and hope and stuff with your ring, it's like you'd think they would let them learn how to do that before they sent them off. But
Agreed.
like I said, it's good. And it's like I'm being a little bit nitpicky with that. So I'm gonna go 9 out of 10. The art in it is still awesome.
Yeah.
And now I'm down to our Muchies. What order do you want to do these bad boys in?
You pick, man. I'm here.
All right. So we'll go. So this is how I got them. We'll go Dear Editor, Daredevil, World's Finest, Hulk, Superman, and then the Six Fingers.
All right. Dear Editor 2 by Ryan Lindsay and Sammy Cavella. I hate to say it, I hate the direction this went.
Me too.
Total 180.
Yep.
So, for those that aren't reading it,
Which is damn near,
everybody,
yeah, everyone but us.
this went from a cool detective story about a guy that's a deer to vampires. And that's kind of it.
Yeah. Like it's still, I'll say it's still written really well. Like the stuff with his friend at the beginning, where he's like basically obsessing to the point where his girlfriend leaves him and stuff, and then he's like doing all that other stuff, and then like the big reveal of the vampires, like up to the big reveal of vampires, I'm like fucking hooked. I'm like, this is so good, so well written, so cool. I'm like, where's the dear editor? And then we cut back to 3 months ago. The deer is on the ground and stuff, and then like him just getting his antlers removed and all that other crap. Crazy. That was super cool. But then like all of the vampire shit was just so stupid.
Yeah. And there's like, it's only going to be 3 issues.
Well, at least you can't. I mean, there's no way you're dropping it before the third
No,
issue.
I'm not. I've already ordered it, man.
Oh, I gotcha.
It's like, gosh, I love the first one so much. So whenever, 2 and 3 were up on the form,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, easy, easy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I yeah, I was like, yeah, this is not for me anymore, though I'm still gonna read the last issue since it's only 3 issues. But I was like, Jake, you do have an admiration for vampire stories. So I was like, you might be more apt for this than me, but I
Dude,
was
it was just a blind side.
yeah.
Did not like it.
Hmm. Man, I
I'm gonna
kind
give
of
it a 5, I think.
yeah, I'm probably about there with you. I really wish I'd seen the Blind Side movie because like I was trying to think of like one of the lines that the main character says. It's really when he's really slow, he's like, "Oh, I never had one of these before." What? Your own room, my own bed, because you were blindsided.
Okay.
I've never seen the movie, but I know that part, and I
Could
know
have
he
fooled
like
me.
and I know he like sued the family because they made him look extra stupid in the movie. Okay, so Daredevil issue 6 by Saladin Ahmed and Aaron Cooter on the art. And I'm gonna say a controversial take for this podcast. Like it's very much grown on me. I don't think it's good, but the covers by John Ray Jr., they've grown on me. I'm okay with them. I would not want a full book of them at all, though.
Sir, you are wrong.
I mean, opinions can't be wrong, bro.
This one can.
But yeah, it's kind of funny how like Daredevil, like the Chip Zdarsky run was so good and like so, like for the most part, it was a lot of it like street level, and then like the stuff that wasn't was still like not as weird as this. And then like I've just complained about Dear Editor being so like out there by the second issue, and this I'm still loving, even though it's so different than what we've had from Daredevil for so long. So yeah, I mean, for the most part, I really love this. What do you think though?
Oh, hold on. I liked it. Um, you picked the wrong time to ask me to
I
talk.
know, right, man? I've been
Um,
there.
okay, no, it's cool. I really like the part at the end, who we see on that last page.
I hope he's not possessed with lust because if you get a horny Wolverine, that's just gonna be a terrible time.
Well, now I hope that they do that. Um, but yeah, I think it's a neat take, the deadly sins and all that. I'm still not loving the art, but it's good enough. And I think the story, he's doing something different, and I appreciate that.
See, I love the art. I think it's super good for the most part. Like, there's every once in a while there's stuff where he's just Matt that I'm not a fan of, but like this Doctor Strange and Matt stuff, I love
Yeah,
that. Like that's
sure.
wonderful. And like the only part that I was like not super into with this issue is the stuff after he jumps through the door and he's like seeing that giant demon and all that stuff. But other than that, I really, really like it. The the way Christianity works in the Marvel universe is one of those things where it's like I don't even want to try to think about it because like it does not make sense in my brain, but whatever.
Yeah,
But yeah, I liked it. I'm probably at an 8.5. I thought it was a good book.
I'm at an 8. Um, okay, World's Finest. And I guess I lied to you, Casey, because I was under the impression that this was the last issue.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. I guess to be concluded means something different over at DC Comics.
and I think so.
But anyway, also, didn't they say that the fucking imp shit was gonna continue in this one?
It was gonna continue in this book. I just don't know when. And
Ah.
I know whenever I find out that it's going to, I am gonna say, I'll be back when it's better.
All right. World's Finest 24 by Mark Wade and Dan Mora. It was all right.
Yeah, kind of a letdown. I think it's also it's one of those things too. I'm gonna say this, and like this is a spicy take because like GOG, I don't care what anyone says, made the right call because
Yeah.
they're because it's like, oh yeah, the two Kryptonians can't do anything. Like first off, he like Mark Wade made Darkseid way more powerful than like he's been in other things in a while. Like because it's just like two Supermen aren't even like he's not even like acknowledging that they're there. And then like other heroes all come up and like it even says like it doesn't make any sense with the Kingdom Come universe, but it made it sound like he killed some of the characters. Like he made it seem like he killed Green Lantern and Wonder Woman. And which is like they're not dead in the Kingdom Come universe, but Magog kills Gog in this because he's like, oh yeah, this way he can't get the anti-life equation. If Darkseid gets the anti-life equation, everything's destroyed basically. And then like Batman and Superman are sitting on their high horse being like, oh, you should have got the other heroes, like Blue Beetle and Booster Gold to really just beat up Darkseid, the guy that was was beating the A-listers. Yeah, we need those C and D guys in here to really take it to them. Get the elongated man over here. He could have stopped him. Like, shut up.
Hey, that's Batman's secret weapon you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, not elongated man. It was plastic man.
Oh yeah, Plastic Man. Uh yeah. I kind of ready for the Kingdom Come stuff to be done. I was excited at first, but it just doesn't hit like I thought it would.
Yeah. It's
It's not even
and
bad. Like
it's
we've
not
liked
bad.
most of it.
Yeah. It's like, and I'm okay with this. It's just we don't need to revisit it. Like Kingdom Come, that's where it should have ended. You know, all respect to Mark Waid. It's his stuff, so it's like him be doing this stuff. It's like way better than when Jeff Johns would randomly toss in shit. But it's like it's not necessary. You've made a perfect book, bud. Leave it. You don't want to sully anything else
Yep, I agree.
because it's only down from that initial book. You know,
Dude, all these years later, still in my top 10.
yeah, it's so good. But this is perfectly fine. I'm gonna go probably. I'm leaning really hard to like a high 7.5. Like it would be like the closest between a 7.5 and an 8.
I was about 7 with it, I think.
Let us know down below though if you think Magog is right and Batman Superman just need to shut the hell up because it's like every once in a while lethal force should be allowed. Because like, kill Joker. Who cares? It's like maybe not kill, anyone else, but they're threatening all life in the multiverse. Maybe just kill the bad guy. Crazy, I know. Okay, so The Incredible Hulk #9 by Philip Kennedy Johnson and Danny Earls on the art. Um, I liked it. I didn't care too much for the art in parts, but I will say might be one of my favorite Hulk transformations. That's like the big takeaway for me with this one. What about you?
Yeah, I liked it. Art wasn't stellar, but I like the story. I like the creepiness. You're right, the transformation was cool. We got a glimpse of that in one of the earlier issues too. I like that about this version of Hulk. Yeah, interested in the next one. The old lady is terrifying.
Yeah. Um, this is a book where it's like I'm I'm gonna have to like once it's collected, let Nick give it a try because I think he'll really like it since he's a big horror boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's good. It's solid. It's very little Hulk. That is one thing with this issue.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's not really a knock because Phil Kinney Johnson has made us care about this girl that's in this book. So this is probably another 8.5. This is like I said, this is a good week.
Yeah. I'm at a 9. I like that
Yeah,
book a lot. Okay. Superman #11. It's written by Joshua Williamson, and the art is by David Baldion. Um, I like this issue. I thought it was pretty cool.
I liked it a whole lot personally. I love the art. I think the story is really good. I think the use of splash pages and just like big moments is awesome. Like this isn't like it's not like Philip K. Johnson's Action Comics where it's like, oh yeah, this is like really diving deep into the character of Superman and blah blah blah. Like this is just like an awesome, blockbuster Superman book. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
it
I'm
totally is.
okay with it. I love it. I think it's awesome. There's just no complaints with this. I just thought it was a great time. I love the art. I love the story.
Also, I want to give a shout out um to the colorist, Rex Locus. Colors are fucking awesome in this book.
Man, I hear colors are just awesome in general.
They are. It's a real shame that you were deprived, Casey.
I know.
But yeah, I don't have much to complain about for this. I give it probably a good 9.5, and it's my pick of the week.
I'm at 9.5 too. It's not my pick of the week, but I enjoyed it a lot. The ending stuff is kind of not my favorite, but I think I'm gonna still enjoy it the next issue. It's like Joshua Williamson's just to the point where I can just be like, I can trust him when, as far as like the end of a book. But yeah, I really, really liked it. But next up, it's The Six Fingers by Dan Waters and Sumit Kumar. Now, Sumit Kumar, they did the art on that. Was they did the art on that Man Bat book you read, right? Or am I making that up?
Um, was it? I thought
I
it was
I didn't read it, so I just for some reason I was thinking it was.
hold on, let me look it up. Because I thought it was something different.
Well, while you look it
No, I
up, I
think you're
will.
right. I think you're
Okay.
right. It was that. He also did um God, what was it? It's something I read. Oh, it was called Ruin of Thieves, which was like a small press book, but one that I really liked too. So I
Yeah.
wish he did more. He's a really good
Yeah.
artist.
He did great in this. So did Dan Waters with the writing. Like, so yeah, we get, kind of a backstory on the killer, basically, from that we found out that had six fingers last book. And find out that, he's kind of mutated and stuff. And I don't know, dude. I was captivated. I thought it was so good. What do you think?
Yeah, I liked it quite a bit. I didn't like it more than the other book, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Um, but it was good. I love the dynamic that they're doing with these
Mm-hmm.
two books. It's super cool and unique, and you know, makes you like the main character.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Like,
I'm all on board for this.
yep, I'm 100% on board. I probably like the other one more too, but at the same time, I thought this was still really well put together. I'm going to go with a 10 for this. I think I gave the other one a 10 also. I think these are must-read books for this year. I loved it, and it's my pick of the week.
I'm gonna go 8.5, I think.
Right on. Okay, since Avatar: Last Airbender came out, give me four cartoons from your childhood that you're like, or hell, from the last 5 weeks, I don't care, that you want a live action remake of.
I will do that, Casey, but first tell me what you're excited for next week.
Oh yeah, that too. I better get the email up really quick.
I
Here
can
we
go
go.
then if
No,
you'd
I
like.
I just had to pull it up on my phone. I already had it like halfway up. Ooh, Blue Beetle's coming out. Uh, I'm gonna go Duke. Let's say Jay Garrick, and I know the Nasty won't be in. Wolverine.
I'm gonna go with Green Arrow, Thor, and Sonic Fang the Hunter.
Nice. All right. Now, four cartoons you want a live action remake of.
Um, like this is of course assuming they would be good.
Yeah.
Voltron. Also, Robotech. Um, He-Man. I know we're very much in the 80s here,
Yeah.
but um gosh, trying to think.
I'm surprised you haven't said one yet.
Dude, I can't even think of another TV show.
I figured you'd say Thundercats.
Yeah, Thundercats. There we go.
So I used to really like the comedian TJ Miller, before he was drunkenly racist towards a Muslim person on a train because she turned him down and he called in a bomb threat. But, after that, I wasn't much of a fan. But he had a CD that came out one time that I bought when we were in college, and he had a song on there called Cloverfield Secrets. And he was like, so where it's just like this like music, and then it'll be like Cloverfield Secrets, and then he'll say like a random thing, and one of them was like initial trailer. Initially in the trailers, people were like they thought they heard someone in the trailer say it's a lion, and so people assumed it could be a Voltron movie, but it wasn't. It was actually Lion-O from the Thundercats. You remember that old show? But for me, I'd say Street Sharks, which I think we're getting. Um, Then I'll say oh, I mean, He-Man was on my list because I do think that would just be hilarious. Because there's no way you can get that much beef correctly. Um, and then the Hanna-Barbera Godzilla show with Godzuki and the little like button. And then Herculoids.
Nice. See, you threw in another barbarian show.
Yeah. I
All
think
right.
that
That
wraps us
everything?
up. Yeah.
Cool. Closing plugs. Head on over to facebook.com/Two Worlds Podcast and give the page a like. You can also follow us on Twitter at two_worlds_PC and on Instagram at Two Worlds Pod. You can email us at twoworldspodcast@gmail.com. And if you would, head on over to the YouTube channel. We are Two Worlds Podcast on YouTube and subscribe.
Let us know down below about what, ones you want to come out and wish Jake to get feeling better. Say, feel better, buddy, because for the algorithm, not because you actually want him to feel better. But we'd love to say in chat, but we got to make that money by being heroes for hire. Bye, guys.
Bye.